Shut up and sit down.
Hey Dragonites, this is DraycosDragon. Welcome to another Dragonite video. Today's Thoughtful Thursday video is all about the popular question of, is it easy to make content such as YouTube videos, YouTube and live streams, Twitch live streams, etc. It's actually not that hard to make videos. It just depends on how much dedication, how much time you put into it, how much money you're willing to put into your programs, and if you're doing games, depending on how much you're putting into your games, how much effort you're going to put into your own stuff. One of my videos, for example, the what is it called? The tabletop simulator game I posted a while back called I don't remember the title of the video, but it was the Guess Who game, like the classic Guess Who game, but it was on tabletop simulator. I think it was the video game edition. That one, the recording was about an hour, 2 hours roughly, and I believe it cut down to about 30 minutes. That I had to go through every single minute of that, cut down the times where it was blanks, the times that were kind of boring, the times that were kind of like a transition from one part to another, various other things like that. That's just one example. Another example would be the YouTube or the Minecraft what's it called? Minecraft solo survival game series I had. I would record for 2 to 3 hours max, and by the time I'm done editing, there's only about 30-40 minutes of the actual footage shown. There are times where I have to cut out some parts, like traveling in the game, times that I can go quiet, times that are repetitive, stuff like that. So all that is not too hard, it's just time consuming. And then you get into the actual editing. I was just talking about cutting before. The editing part depends on how you edit it. For example, the Golf with Friends videos I've done, I think the first one, there's one part where, I'm not going to spoil too much, I shot my ball literally over 2 corners, I think it was 2 corners, right into the hole, and I had to cut that, copy it, paste it next to the original footage, stretch that footage so it slows down, all that stuff. That alone took about 10 minutes to do, just the way I wanted it. So it's not really about how hard it is, it's more of how time consuming it is. I've seen people that have recorded for a good 6 hours and they wind up with only half an hour to an hour of footage, if that. And so yeah, it's the content and stuff is not too hard. The hard part is actually coming up with what you want to record, or with what you want to live stream. Right now I'm just talking about recording though. But as for the live streams, live streams might be a little bit more tough at that moment, but it's not so time consuming in the long run. All you have to do then is figure out what games are your computer or mobile, whatever you're using to live stream with, is compatible with. You have to figure out what program you're going to record with. You have to set up the live stream with. You have to set up the program that you're going to be live streaming with, so that the audio is just at the right level. There's not too much background noises. There's not unwanted audio. There's not too much static, etc. And that's just the audio part. Then you get into the video part. You don't want parts like if someone is taking a break for a moment to change. You don't want people seeing your parts. So sometimes you'll get moments where you try to change or try to hide your webcam, facecam, whatever you want to call it, and sometimes that didn't work out. So sometimes you have to delete the VOD of that. For those who are new, VOD is video on demand. That's normally recordings of the live streams that you've done in the past. The hardest thing I find about live streaming is the programming, really. Well, it's kind of programming. Programming, basically you just have to figure out how you want to set up the live stream. If you're accepting live stream donations or tips, whatever you want to call it, then you have to make sure it's in the right spot so it's not covering up too much, but at the same time the viewers are able to see the donation goal, if you have a goal. You also have to do the same with the donation or tip alerts. You gotta figure out what to do with the chat if you want to include the chat in the stream. There's so much stuff. It's more time, not really time consuming. It's more like more of management based, really. It's basically how you want to run it. The only parts, like I said earlier, the only parts that are hard are trying to find what you want to record, what you're able to record, what your computer is able to handle for your live streams. And the reason I say record is because it's during the live stream or after the live stream, all your videos are basically recorded onto a VOD. So that's why I said record a few times there. You have to also figure out how what's going to be showing up first, and what's going to be right in overlapping everything else. You have to figure out if you want to have music included, what music you're able to post without copyright issues. All this stuff. So a lot of people don't realize it's actually a lot easier than they think, but at the same time, you have to consider the copyright issues, the nudity issues, stuff like that. For example, on YouTube, the YouTube videos, you're able to censor some of it. Put your icon over it, put a censor bar over it, whatever, for nudity stuff. But yet when it comes to live streams, you can't do that because you don't have the time to just pause everything to put that there. By the time it's there, it's already public, so it's kind of late. So yeah, back to the question of if content creating is difficult. It's content creating isn't difficult. It's the content setup that you're using that's difficult. For live streams, it's difficult only because of the programs you're using and the games you're using to live stream. If you're live streaming video games, with YouTube videos, you're just recording. It's more time consuming of just the editing and the recording, not much else. For myself, when I'm doing these vlogs, I'm using OBS or Studio, not OBS. What's it called? Not Streamlabs OBS, just OBS Studios. I'm using that to record. And for live streams, I use OBS Studios as well. My live streams are always on Twitch, and my sorry, I got a bit of a cold. My videos I have to edit after I'm done recording. So by the time you see this, you're going to probably see some fancy wording or something around here. Not sure where. Probably right here. You'll see that in some parts there's words that start jumping up around. That stuff I'm adding with a editing software. The software I use for that is Sony Vegas Pro 13. I don't remember 13 or 14. Some people, I'm just looking. Yeah, it's 13. I use 13, but some people prefer the updated stuff. Some people prefer the old stuff. It's just pretty much up to you. What feels better to you. What else? Back, from my opinion, for videos is the question is sorry, my mind just blanked for a moment there. For the question of whether YouTube content is easy, I would have to say no. It's just time consuming. For live stream purposes, is it hard to make content or live stream content? I would have to say no, once again, because all the stuff that you need to do live stream with, you do right on that spot, right at the same time. You don't have to spend extra time editing it, whatnot. Unless you're going to edit it for a YouTube video, then you might have to. For me, I don't do that though. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If you like this video, want to see more Thoughtful Thursdays, fire up the like button, fire up the subscribe button if you want to see more. You can also go fire up the follow button on Twitch if you want to see my future live streams where I do video games such as Closers Online, Roblox, Cards Against Humanity, Town of Salem, and a few other games. Right now for the live streams, all the donations that I get, except for the charity live streams, all the live stream tips I get during the normal streams, it's going to be accumulated because I need about $1,000 in order to get a better computer. That way I can get to make better content for you guys. And as speaking of charity live streams, there's actually going to be a charity live stream on July 1st for Canada Day. It's a special Canada Day live stream because, well, not just for the charity, but because we had reached 200 followers on Twitch, and that's all thanks to you guys. Well, those of you who are already followed there, of course. So because how well we've done already, I want to see just how much better we can get. If we reach 500 followers by the end of the year, there will be another charity live stream for New Year's. It's going to be either New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. I'm not sure yet. That will be determined later on. Anyway, if you like this video, fire the like button, fire the subscribe button if you haven't already and want to see more. You'll also see that there's my Twitter handle. You can go there. It's twitter.com/DraycosDragon or @DraycosDragon. I post on there every time I can go live on Twitch. Whenever I post a video on YouTube. Whenever I post a Strabble that I need your guys' help for, a bunch of other plans. There's also a tabletop game that's now going to be live streamed as well. Right now there's only one. I'm trying to find someone who can do a second one. That way the current person that's running the tabletop game is able to get about a week or two of planning, preparations, etc., while the other person gets them next week. So they're going to be switching back and forth. I'm not sure what else to say now. I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, I hope you guys like this. If you like this video, I know I said this a couple of times already, but if you like this video, fire the like button, fire the subscribe button if you haven't already, you want to see more. And hopefully we can get to the 500 followers mark on Twitch by the end of the year. I think that's pretty much it. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you Dragon later. See ya.